you might just be in perimenopause. On today's episode, we're going to talk about the signs that you are in perimenopause because the trends are showing that people are actually going into peri much sooner than you might think. So stay tuned. It's going to be a good one. All right, you guys, welcome back to another episode of Candidly with Coffee. We are back with another exciting and informative episode.
I would say informative. I don't know about exciting.
Not exciting?
Perimenopause. I got to kind of stay quiet on this topic.
No, you can't. You gotta pipe in.
I mean,
with all of your knowledge.
I mean, yeah, but it's a female topic.
You don't think
this is not a male topic.
You don't think
we don't go into perimenopause, babe? Sorry.
Okay, first of all, this is a female show. Just because you're a man, but we have a female audience.
I get that.
It is what it is.
True. I'll agree with you there.
All right. Well, anyways, welcome back, you guys. I am fresh from my trip to Los Angeles, and Vanderpump Crawl 2.0 was a success. The girls had a great time. We went to all of the landmark spots for the Vanderpump Rules. I mean, we hit it all. We hit Sir, Tom, Schwartz and Sandy's, Jax's, and Something About Her.
Sounds like fun.
We did everything.
I'm sure the girls were like somewhat starstruck.
Oh yeah, because we got to meet all of them. We met Jax at Jax. He was at Jax's. He just so happened to be there. Took pictures. I'll put up a picture of him and with us. But the girls met everybody, and like at Schwartz and Sandy's, there was like a party Friday night, and there wasn't a lot of people there, but Tom Schwartz and Sandoval were there, and they were interacting and commingling with everybody. It was really cool, actually.
That's smart. As a business owner,
yeah.
I said to my buddy Joe, shout out Joe Rosales Taco, you should commingle with your clients. People should know who you are, the face of the restaurant. Because a lot of times you don't know who the owner is.
Yeah.
I don't know who the owner of Luna is, your favorite restaurant. I know who the manager is. I know
You're
that.
Right.
But I don't know who the owner. I always think you should always commingle.
Speaking of that, yes, you're right. And really good managers actually are a presence in their restaurants.
Yes.
Like Guillermo is the co-owner of Sir. I've met him every time I've gone there. He's always there.
See what I'm saying?
We took a picture with him as well.
Yeah, you see?
Yeah.
Smart. Because that also creates loyalty amongst the customers. Like they feel welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow, you welcome me to your house.
I mean,
I'm coming back here again
that's
for
how
this.
That's how
it's
they
an
act.
experience.
That's how they act. They actually like go to the. They act, or Guillermo especially. He walks up to each table and acts as if you are having dinner in his home.
Bingo. There you go. See, that's smart. That's how you should be.
Yeah. I mean, he checked in on us maybe a couple times. How's it going, ladies? Are you still good? Enjoying yourselves? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Yeah, he wants you to be comfortable with an experience, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Because when you're having dinner, you're having an experience with your loved ones, your family, your wife, your husband, your daughters, your kids. You know, it's an experience.
Mm-hmm. It was cool. They were actually even filming. We were right next to us. They were filming a scene. The table next to us, we were literally in the background. I'm sure we'll be blurred out of the scene, but they're filming.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. We've been there too, a long time ago when I think they were filming.
Yeah, I think so. And then we did all get matching key tattoos because we've decided that it's going to be a tradition to do an annual mother and daughter trip.
Yeah.
The funny thing is Lisa and I were like so happy because we've been talking about this since before we even had kids.
Really?
Yeah, like just how cool it would be when we're older, like if we both have daughters and we can travel together.
Manifested.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was like one moment, like we were sitting there and the girls were all behind us. We took a group picture and I'm like, oh my God, like this is so cool. Like my mom would be so happy right now.
Yeah, she would be.
Because I told Lisa, like, imagine this. Imagine when our granddaughters are here too.
Now that's the power of manifestation and visualization.
Yeah.
That's crazy. The mind is powerful.
Yep. The keys symbolize unlocking one's potential, stepping into a bright future, represents new opportunities and the courage to overcome obstacles in life.
Nice.
And then also unlocking a new tradition. So we can like say like, oh, this is the first one we got from the first one we did back in 2024.
You think you'll do another one next year?
I just said we're going to do it once a year.
I know that. I'm saying the tattoo.
No.
Oh, that's what I said.
Oh, you mean another tattoo every year?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
hell
Okay.
fucking no.
That's
Like
what I was asking.
By the time we're done, we're going to have like
all kinds of different small little tattoos everywhere. Hey, would you say what are they doing now? The trend? You're telling me?
The trend is just tiny little tattoos with like no shading or anything, just like pencil looking tiny tattoos everywhere, like random.
No wonder I've been seeing those. Sorry, but dumb.
Yeah, it's a trend.
Dumb.
It's a trend. I've never really, it's never bodes well when you get a tattoo that's trendy, because then eventually it's like cringy, like a tramp stamp.
Oh, man.
Or the, what were they called? The armbands.
The ugly, I know someone who has the ugly little barbed wire armbands.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad I didn't get one.
Like Pamela Anderson.
Dude, terrible.
Yeah, exactly. So it never, eventually it becomes like, oh my God, you did that trend. Like the people that get the little tiny face tattoos,
Yeah, I know. I've seen that too.
That is no bueno for me.
That's a cute key, but me personally, I'm not into little tattoos.
Oh, yeah, I know. I know. I kind of got it like in line with if I ever end up sleeving this arm, though. Do you see? Like I did it.
No, yeah, that's cool.
That it'll be part of the sleeve.
It's a nice placement.
Yeah. So I like it.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right, you guys, moving on. We have a word from Up Nutrition, and we'll be right back. When it comes to the best supplements to support your muscle building and fat loss goals, Up Nutrition has you covered. Their gut health supplements have been a complete game changer for me. And I have to say, their protein powders are my absolute favorites. Mike and I literally order the peanut butter cookie and lemon Italian iced protein powders by the case. They are that good. With so many delicious flavors to choose from, Up Nutrition makes hitting your protein goals easy and enjoyable. So whether you're looking for supplements, protein powders, or anything in between, shop Up Nutrition for all your needs. And don't forget to use Janine to save at checkout. That's code JEANINE. Speaking of Up Nutrition, the Brookies restocked, and like everyone's going crazy for the Brookies.
They're fire, huh?
They're so good.
I haven't had one. It looks good.
Yeah,
I need to have one.
They're so good because they reformulated them and they're more authentic.
Yeah.
Like they're authentically a pastry rather than like, oh, this is like a protein treat.
Like it tastes like it. Yeah, I know what you mean. The difference, like it doesn't taste like it sounds.
Right. So like that's why there's collagen in them because there's also whey, but it's a combination of whey and collagen because collagen bakes better.
Gotcha.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, those are really good. If they're still in stock and you haven't gotten them, get your hands on them because they're probably going to go out of stock because I know a lot of my people bought them. That's for sure. So I'm assuming that a lot of people did. All right, moving on, you guys. By now, if you are already in the inner circle, then you have watched the episode of The Murder Motel, which is this week's episode of Off Topic. If you are not in the inner circle, which is our membership site here on YouTube, maybe now is a good time to join because I'm going to go into details about our experience at the Murder Motel, unbeknownst to us, on our trip. Although we had an amazing trip, there was a crazy situation that happened with where we were staying. Let's just say it's like true crime and paranormal all in one. So if you are curious about that kind of stuff and interested of random things that we talk about over on our membership site, then join our inner circle for all the exclusive content. We're actually on the set of that show right now called Off Topic. We have a weekly show every Wednesday. And then we also do after shows every podcast episode where we're going to dive deeper into our hot topics. So our after show is going to be more of like the hot topics of what's going on in the world and, you know, stuff that we just won't really go dive deeper into on Candidly with Coffee. And then Candidly with Coffee, we're going to really focus, you know, more on like our health, fitness, you know, our expertise. Our expertise, yes.
Our professional opinions.
Our professional.
Yeah.
Opinions.
Actually, not just opinions, facts, because we don't go off. We go off facts, data.
Yes, as when maybe that's.
You know, I heard. We don't go on I heard.
That's true.
No,
that's true. And if you guys have not already followed us on Instagram, follow us there, candidly_with coffee, and then leave us a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and listen to us as well and subscribe to our show there, because that way sometimes you can listen, sometimes you can watch, and you get the best of both worlds. And if you don't know this, we are coaches and we are accepting clients right now. So if you are interested in perhaps working with Mike or myself, you can head over to our websites that are down in the description and actually book a consultation call to see if our programs are right for you. And then for those of you who are familiar with my show, you know about my Body Bootcamp program also, which is a #1 rated women's weight loss program. It's 8 weeks, very cost effective. It's an amazing program, and I'm taking the wait list is open for the next one, which is going to be open up in November. So get on that wait list to ensure that you grab a spot in the next one. And let's move on to the hot coffee topic, which we're going to go into a little deeper on the after show. But I have been binging the new show on Netflix called Monsters, which is about the Menendez brothers and the famous parricide, which is the murdering of your parents. It was brothers that murdered their parents back in 1989 in
I can't believe it's been that long.
In Beverly Hills. Yeah, they've been
Crazy.
in prison for 35 years. We drove by the house.
Now that's crazy.
It's on Elm Street.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
What ironic.
I know, and I'm pretty sure that Nightmare on Elm Street came out before that murder. Isn't that kind of crazy?
Yeah, I did. That was early 80s.
Early
I was
80s.
young.
Yeah, so, and it's like the house looks the same.
As what it used to look back then?
Yeah.
Really?
It looks the same.
Dude, I wonder who lives in that house. Like, do you guys know? They probably bought it because of the notoriety of what had happened.
Maybe.
But it's freaky.
It recently sold, I guess, it was on the market for a long time, but for $17 million, which I would have think it would be even more than that, but $17 million.
I mean, it's a little bit of a curse in that house. That's some evil energy in there.
I love driving down those streets and looking at like the old Hollywood, the Hollywood stuff over there or whatever. But cool. The case is very intriguing to me. I love it. I'm totally enthralled in the case. And Netflix is also dropping a documentary in October where they're going to dive into that, because the show is a Ryan Murphy show, and it's based on the true story. But, Ryan Murphy tends to he almost makes his movies or shows dark but funny, almost like caricatures.
Yeah.
He creates the characters into caricatures, so an exaggerated version of themselves. So they're kind of funny in a dark way, but I'm interested in the documentary as well.
I was watching a little bit of it last night, and it showed one of the brothers watching the OJ chase on TV. And I don't know if this is true, if it's just made for the movie, but in the movie, OJ ended up in a cell next to him in the same holding area where he was at.
No way.
Yeah. Now, it could be made up. Ryan Murphy could have done that for theatrics, but I don't know.
I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that. I must have fallen asleep, so I'm going to have to rewatch.
That's new. I'm like, OJ ended up with one of the is it Menendez or
Menendez?
Menendez.
Everybody always says that. It's Menendez.
Menendez.
Yeah.
I know, because I got a friend with the last name Menendez, so it's tricky.
Yeah, it's Menendez. But more on that on the Inner Circle After Show. So tune in to our membership site, because I want to dive a little deeper into that. All right.
A lot of old cases.
Speaking, another thing I want to get into more on that show is P. Diddy is arrested, and man, some stuff is coming out.
Oh, is it? It's coming to the surface.
I think a lot of people are shaking in their boots.
You know who's shaking recently? And I like the guy, and I met him as Kevin Hart.
Is he?
Oh, there's some stuff might come out about him too.
Oh no.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about it in the after show.
Yeah, I have.
Okay, this is what I'll just give you a quick tip, something that I heard.
Yeah,
this is legit. It's going viral. Is he shut down 4 vegan restaurants in L.A. and Kim Kardashian frequents one of them. She says it's delicious.
Kevin Hart did?
Yeah, Kevin Hart.
Why do you think he did that?
I don't know. It's just weird. 11 days before P. Diddy got arrested. I have no idea why. I didn't look that deep into it.
I know another one. Usher shut down his Twitter. Completely deleted it, not just deactivated, deleted it.
Oh, some stuff is about to come out.
There's some stuff.
It's about to blow up something. Thought it was about to blow up.
They better put him on not the Epstein watch. They better put him on a real watch.
No, they got him. Oh yeah, but they did.
So he doesn't disappear.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I heard. Again, I didn't look into it, but I heard his lawyer's trying to get him moved out of New York into New Jersey, like a county jail.
Yeah.
Where he could be. Your lawyer feels like he's safer there.
Yeah, I heard that.
Because who knows? There's some powerful, prominent figures on those tapes.
That's true, actually. All right, you guys, let's take a little break for Mega Fit Meals, and we will be right back. When it comes to hitting your macros, Mega Fit Meals makes it so easy with their delicious macro-friendly meal prep options. Mike and I are constantly on the go these days, and these meals are a lifesaver during some of our busiest weeks. Whether you're craving chicken tenders, pizza, filet mignon, or even pasta, Mega Fit Meals has something for everyone. All meals are high in protein, made with quality ingredients, and designed to help you crush your health and fitness goals. And the best part, there's no subscription required, so you can order as you need. Save time without sacrificing nutrition, and if you want to try it for yourself, use our link in the description and enter code Janine for a discount. That's code JEANINE. Mega Fit Meals has you covered. All right, now let's get into Comment Corner. This comment comes to us from Christine Carlisle. And when I tell you, like, my heart goes out to this person, like, that's an understatement, because, like, I had goosebumps when I read this comment. She writes, grief sucks. You can't do anything but push forward. Acknowledge your feelings, they are valid, and do your best to push forward. I lost my mom very suddenly in August of 2021, and then 38 days later, my youngest child died. He was 17. I've lived my absolute worst days. Some days are dark. I push forward the best I can. Last fall and winter, through spring and summer, I had some very, very dark days. I pulled myself up and I'm committed to my health. I lost 30 pounds since April. I have 30 more to go. I just learned I'm postmenopausal. So after all I deal with in my grief, I'm dealing with that. I'm seeking HRT now. I'm 48, trying to face each day the best I can for my husband, children, and grandchildren. That is how I found your podcast and YouTube. Thanks for all you do to lift people up and help people.
That's deep. I don't even know. How do you even, my condolences to her, my everything, that's deep.
The way she says it, though, is exactly how she does it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I get it. I 100% get it. Like, some days are dark. And it's like, oh, that's all it's like, you can't even, like, explain how dark. It's just some days, they're just dark. And all you can do is push through, because some days are not as dark.
Yeah.
And some days are light. But then there's more dark. And you have to just, every time you go through the darkest days, the thing that gets you through them is, you know, you've been through the dark days before and you got through those. So you'll get through it again. My dark days seem like nothing compared to her dark days. Like, I know.
Losing a child it's already hard enough to lose, like, a parent or somebody. A child, for a mother, I can't even begin to imagine.
Right.
That pain is just.
I know.
I don't know how you come back from that.
I mean, like she said, you know, what she said in the comment, she has a husband, more children, grandchildren.
Yes.
That's why you come. That's why you come back
for the others.
Right.
Man.
Right. And then you have to. What helps me in, like, the dark days when it's dealing with the grief of someone passing is I remind myself that it's not me. It's not them who are hurting. It's me.
That's true. That's a good way.
And that helps me. It helps me to know that they are fine, they're good, that it's me who's dealing with the grief and I can handle that.
Yeah. They're at peace.
Yeah, they're at peace.
They're at peace. We're hurting for them, but technically they're at peace. Their time is done here, you know?
And they're not suffering.
Like, I went recently through that, like, about 3 weeks ago, you know?
Yeah. No,
I buried
exactly.
my friend, and everybody was hurting. You see the grief, but I'm like, he's at peace.
Yeah, exactly. It's the people. But then what bothers me the most when it's knowing the other people that are hurting that are here. Then I start to think of them and think,
of course.
Like, you know, his wife and kids.
Of course.
That's what's hard. But the loved one is fine. They're good.
They're good.
Then that helps. That for me anyway, that brings me peace. It's the same thing kind of like when I think of when I see someone have a really difficult time with the loss of a pet, and then they get another pet, but sometimes they feel a little guilty because, I got Phoebe a few months after Karma passed. And the way I talked myself through that was Karma's good. She passed. She lived a good life. I did my best to give her the best life. And now she's not suffering. She's fine. I'm here and I'm suffering.
Yes.
And what better way to honor your pet than to give that same good, amazing life to another one?
Exactly.
Because not all animals have a great life.
No, they don't. That's so true.
And I know that my animals have a great life. So that's how I made myself feel better about that. I know that's kind of off topic.
No, I know what you mean.
Moving on to less sad topics, but still they could be quite sad depending on, who you are and if you're potentially dealing with this. But I want to talk about some signs that you are in perimenopause and maybe even some less common things that may be indicators of perimenopause. Because, as I find myself now, I'm 48, as a postmenopausal woman at the age of 47, I think back and think, wow, okay, I had signs of perimenopause starting at age 40. 40.
Mm-hmm. That's young.
40. So, perimenopause is challenging because your hormones are kind of like all over the place. And, it helps, I think, for people to be aware of like, oh my God, like I might be in perimenopause. So this might be related to that. So let's get into it. Like typically, I want to go over some of the most common signs. The most common signs are irregular periods. So usually a woman, I don't know if you're aware of this, but a woman they can get pretty predictable cycles.
I'm not aware of that. Sorry. It's just out of my department. It's out of my pay grade, ladies. You do the talking on this one.
But they can have regular periods. So as soon as your period starts to become irregular, then that is a sign that you could be in perimenopause because it's a sign that your hormones are fluctuating in not a predictable pattern. And hormonal fluctuations are one of the most common and early, indicators of perimenopause. But you could even experience hot flashes and night sweats in perimenopause. Remember when I used to have hot flashes?
Yes. You used to talk about them all the time.
In the evenings?
Yep.
I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm in, this must be like menopause. Like out of nowhere, I would feel like an towering inferno from the inside out.
That's like, horrible.
It was awful. It was usually in the evenings too.
Yeah. I wonder why that is.
I have no idea. Oh, no, I do have an idea. It's because estrogen drops.
Oh.
So when your estrogen drops, it creates like this dysregulation of your body temperature.
Man, so whoever made us just like, yo, man, whoever made us up there, like, dude, why couldn't our hormones just stay the same? They're all over the place. Even us, man, we go through menopause. Our hormones get all jacked too as we get older.
I know.
Right?
I wonder.
Why does it have to do that? Like, why? Why do our testosterone have to drop? Why couldn't you just leave it like when we were younger?
Right. Why couldn't you have just allowed for us to remain fertile and great forever? I think why? It's almost like we are the most fertile when it's like our bodies are supposed to be at their optimal level. Do you know, like,
yes,
like a car, when it's brand new, sometimes it doesn't run the best because it needs to break in, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so I'm trying to relate to you on this topic. And then at the end of its life, obviously it starts to have problems, right? When it has too many miles on it. But right in the middle is usually like when it's at its peak performance.
Yes.
And I think we were designed to have children during peak performance.
Yeah.
And, maybe it has something more to do with that. I don't know. But also mood changes. So these are all things that, are obvious, right? So mood changes. Even with menstrual cycles, mood changes are predictable because you do have mood changes based on where you're at in your cycle. So you can have mood changes based on where you're at in your cycle. But when you start to get like unpredictable mood changes, then that could be a sign of perimenopause as well. Like when you're like, wait a minute, why am I feeling like boo-hooey? And it's not my period's not coming. I already had it last week. And you kind of feel that same kind of feeling, though, could mean a surge or a drop in your hormones that was not predictable. And then, of course, weight gain is another sign. Oh. People will start to gain weight, and then you're going to gain it in different areas. You're like, what the heck? I never used to have a pooch, and now I have it. So all of that is a sign of, potentially perimenopause. But what people don't understand is there are some random other signs of perimenopause. So some less common signs are tingling or numbness sensation in your hands and feet and fingers.
Oh, wow.
I have to say, I think Lisa went through peri pretty early in life, and I remember her complaining about this. Another one is burning mouth syndrome. It's a burning and tingling sensation in the mouth, lips, or tongue, and it's linked to hormonal changes that impact nerve sensitivity. Electric shock sensations.
I've had those. Not like out of nowhere. I touched the fridge like, whoa, where's that shock coming from?
I wonder if there's such a thing as a perimenopause.
Maybe.
Like if men start to have fluctuations in their testosterone, or does it just have like a sharp decline? I wonder.
That is a good question. You know that?
Does it steady drop, or is it a sharp decline? It probably steadily drops.
Yeah, I think so. I think it has to do too why it drops. 'Cause some men don't. They're lucky. They're older than me, and their stuff. There's high testosterone, 800, 900, 1,000 range, like
without help.
Without help.
Wow.
It's just. I think we're all dealt different cards. I think for me, my medication drops mine because somebody asked me about that. I said I have to look into it, but I think you're right. I think so? Taking the testosterone replacement therapy counteracts it.
Yeah.
But I think so.
I mean, the biggest impact on hormones is lifestyle. I mean, I know we go into that.
Yeah.
It's a huge impact on your hormones. You're going to have higher baseline testosterone if you are someone that frequents the gym than someone who doesn't. So if you're already battling aging and declining testosterone levels, you can combat that and drop less quickly if you are actively lifting weights because you're telling your body you still need the testosterone.
Yes, very true.
True. Things like itchy, dry skin can also be a sign of perimenopause. Joint pain. I experienced joint pain significantly in peri.
Did you?
Yeah. I don't have it anymore at all.
Lucky you.
Not at all.
Man, I could say the same.
We just drove to LA. I didn't have wasn't like crickety when I...
Stiff? Bones won't crack when you got out of the car?
Not at all. Thanks to HRT. Hello. Shout out HRT.
People don't realize, dude, get on that stuff. It works. It's the truth. I mean, you're totally different. You're the proof. You showed what you look like.
Yeah.
So now it's like, man, night
exactly. and day. Changes in body odor. Hormonal fluctuations can affect the body's sweat glands, leading to strange or altered body odor, including more sweaty, like just in general being a sweatier person. And, like some people, a lot of people are, you don't sweat too much or whatever, but being sweatier and then that having like an odor to it that you didn't have before. I thought that was interesting. Digestive issues, which we've covered on this podcast before, definitely changes in digestion for sure. Heart palpitations is another one. So if you suddenly feel like this is why a lot of people, when they're in perimenopause, instead of maybe getting the referral to get some HRT, they get anti-anxiety medication because the heart palpitations leads to someone feelings of anxiety because it's kind of connected, right? You feel like it's an anxiety attack coming on when you're having heart palpitations.
And it's not.
Not necessarily. It just could be. It could be due to the drop in estrogen.
Yeah.
But see, if you're in perimenopause and you're not expecting to be in peri, you're in your maybe 39, and suddenly you're having these changes, it could lead to anxiety and depression. And you're not connecting the dots thinking, you know what, this is my hormones. And you know what, neither are the doctors. The doctors aren't connecting the dots. They're going to treat the anxiety. They're going to treat the lack of sleep. They're going to give you Ambien, they're going to give you benzos, maybe they're going to put you on an SSRI because they're going to treat the symptoms and not the actual what's going on at the root, and that therein lies the problem. And speaking of which, let's take a little break for Transcend, and we'll be right back. You guys know that Mike and I embarked on our HRT and peptide journey last year, and we are absolutely loving it. It's been a game changer for both of us. And if you've ever wondered why you should consider HRT or peptide therapy, let me break it down for you. Everyone's needs are unique. That's why Transcend is all about creating a personalized plan just for you. They'll start by evaluating your blood work, taking into account how you feel and what your goals are, and then help you find a solution tailored to optimize your health and wellness. What makes it so effective? It's targeted treatment, finally address specific deficiencies and imbalances that might have been holding you back for years. Boost your body's natural functions. These therapies can kickstart and support your body's processes, giving you that extra edge. Enhance your well-being. Imagine boosting your mood, increasing your energy, and just feeling better overall in your day-to-day life. And lastly, longevity. It's not just about feeling good now, it's about supporting healthy aging and preventing chronic conditions down the road. Transcend will guide you every step of the way. So if you're ready to take your health and energy to the next level, start your own HRT or peptide journey with Transcend today. Remember to use our link www.transcendcompany.com/ESCO Elite, 15% off for new patients. What a perfect time to come off of a commercial break from Transcend, because what I want to talk about is something that I wish that I knew was an option for me. And that first of all, I wish I knew I was in perimenopause, number one. And number two, I wish I knew that in perimenopause, you are an excellent candidate for HRT.
Right?
Excellent.
You owe me a big thanks forever because I put you onto it.
Yeah, but in peri specifically, I did not start HRT in peri. But if I would have started HRT in peri...
Oh, that's true. You're right.
I would have never likely would have never even experienced menopausal symptoms at all. But one thing I will say that's imperative if you are in perimenopause and you embark on an HRT journey, and why we are so invested with Transcend and love them so much, is because you cannot just start taking an HRT protocol and not be monitored when you're in peri, because your hormones are going to fluctuate. So your dosages might need to be altered depending on the stage of your, where you're at with perimenopause, what you're experiencing. Maybe you don't need testosterone right away in perimenopause because it's still good. Maybe you don't need progesterone because your progesterone is still good, but maybe you just need estrogen, but maybe you don't need too much estrogen, or maybe they'll need to alter that dose. And as you go on that journey of perimenopause, if you're a patient of a company like Transcend, they're going to monitor it. I mean, speaking of which, I just got my wellness specialist just reached out to me to check in, said, hey, you know what? Let's get new labs. Let's see where you're at. I love that.
Yes. You love that they're on top of it.
Yes.
Not just, here you go, off you go. We don't hear from you for another year. Because there's a lot of companies out there, man. There's a lot of knockoffs out there that just give you whatever you want and not monitor you. You don't even know what you're really putting in your body.
No, they can just be recommending all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, just
right?
to make $1 off of you.
And I love that, because not only do I feel like, it's like I have eyes on my blood work that's painting a picture and telling a story that I never had before. Because before, maybe you go to the doctor once a year and you get kind of shitty blood work, to be honest. They don't even dive deep.
No, they don't.
Whereas I feel that the way in which Transcend monitors my blood work, they could pick up on something else too. They could be like, hey, you know what? There's something here going on. You might want to check with your general practitioner on this. Go and have this looked at or whatever. I just feel like there is like a magnifying glass on my blood work, and I love that.
And you know what? One thing that pisses me off about the doctor, and this is before I got TRT anything. Everything was good. My weight was good. My blood pressure was good. Everything was good. I go, doctor, something about me that I don't feel all the way optimized. I don't feel good. Can we do a blood panel? And she kept talking, no, you're fine, Mr. Escobar. Everything's good. Your blood pressure, your weight. I go, I know, but I want to do a blood panel. It was like I had a fucking fight on her. Like I was to the point where
I remember that.
Frisco Michael almost came out on her.
I know.
Like, I respect you as a doctor. I'm about to unleash fury if you don't give me a blood panel. Like, I want to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what I feel like.
Right.
You're just going off your chart board and my weight. And yeah, I get that. I'm healthy. I'm lean.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, as a man, internally, I don't feel good. You know what I'm saying?
So, I know. And it's so frustrating.
Fight them. It's like, what's wrong with you guys? You guys are like ass backwards, like dinosaurs.
They really are.
Keep up with the times. Times are changing.
Yeah, with speaking of like blood panel with Transcend, they have very customized blood panels. So say you are on a budget, you're like, oh gosh, but I don't want to have to pay out of pocket for blood work. They like if you're like, you know what, I think I might have something wrong with my energy levels. Like I think I have adrenal fatigue or something like that. Get an adrenal blood panel done, and it's cheaper if you're like getting a real specific like thing tested. It's cheaper. But it's so cool that you can go and just be like, you know what? Yeah, I want to test this and just order it up, have a wellness specialist and a doctor review those and tell you, hey, this is what we noticed and this is what we recommend to make you feel better. Because obviously if you're getting a specific blood panels because you're not feeling a certain way, and then you can get that taken care of. And I just love that they do that because, I don't know, I just feel it's so proactive. I think we need to get more proactive with our care. Because when I think about like our parents' generation, they only ever did things based on having a medical event happen.
I was going to say that. No, people always wait till they're sick or my whatever checkup, but instead of they're already behind it instead of ahead of it. You're right. Not proactive. Some dude from Ways to Wells just talked to our government about that. We need to get more proactive. We need to switch some things around. It ain't working. Whatever your guys' protocol is not working. It's failing.
Yeah, because look, we have so much technology now. Why isn't that proactive, like full body scans aren't part of regular medical insurance? Like, hey, we need an annual full body scan. Yeah. See if there's any little things popping up.
Yeah.
With the rate in which their cancer is rampant, why don't we get like a PET scan every 5 years? Like as part of general, PET scan is what they scan your entire body for signs of cancer cells. Why isn't that a proactive part of our medical care?
Good point. Because they want, I don't know. Maybe they wait till you're sick and then you got to come out of the wazoo, the pocket.
Yeah, because the doctors take care of sick people. They don't prevent sick people.
No.
That's the big difference. Transcend and companies like that, they are creating superhuman, like healthy, optimized people.
Yeah.
And doctors and your general practitioner are taking care of sick people. That's the difference.
There you go.
That's the difference. So I want to talk about some of the benefits of getting on HRT or even peptides. So maybe you don't want HRT, but potentially peptides. But some of those benefits of doing that while you're in peri. For one, symptom relief early on. So be getting on HRT and the right protocol for you based on where you're at is going to prevent the hot flashes, the mood swings, vaginal dryness, sleep issues, libido. It's going to help all of that stuff.
Yep.
Why wait for those things to happen and go backwards? Don't wait. Just get it done because guess what? It's all going to happen.
It's all going to happen.
I used to pee my pants daily.
I remember that. You couldn't even go on a walk with me. You were so nervous.
Remember on the worst. I stopped wearing any colored bottoms, by the way. I remember one day we went on a walk and I was wearing gray sweatpants. And I came back and looked down and the pants were soaked to my knees. And I stopped halfway through at that bathroom in the park and I still peed my pants. Awful. Anyways, you want to prevent peeing your pants in public? Get on HRT. You're going to manage your symptoms. You're going to get in front of it before those symptoms that you might be feeling a little bit now, they're all going to intensify. Newsflash. You don't need to wait for them to intensify. Don't wait to be sick to be treated by a doctor. It's kind of the same thing, right? Don't wait. Get in front of it.
People do though. They love to wait. They love when it's too late or it's too far gone, and then they go. They just neglect their health. Like they put no forth effort into their health like whatsoever. You put energy into everything else in life. Everything comes before your health. And then in the end, you're like, man, I wish I should have, would have, could have.
Yeah, it's gonna help you stabilize your hormone fluctuations so that when you officially transition into menopause, you won't even know it. You realize that, Like menopause has ruined people's lives. It's caused divorces.
Yes, big time.
Taking one's life.
I was going to ask you about
100%.
that. So that's what a lot of women commit.
Absolutely.
The S during that. Just like a lot of men commit the S when our hormones go down and boom. Hey, I will say this real quick. I'll speak on this with your experience that I noticed 100%. And sometimes I get jealous. Like, fuck, you sleep like a rock. Before you couldn't. I remember you toss and turn. And you sleep like a rock.
Let me tell you this.
Valuable.
When people push back a little bit and say, oh man, it's so expensive. Like, I wish it wasn't so expensive. I had to pay out of pocket. Sleep alone is worth every penny. I would give up every fancy handbag or pair of shoes or whatever I own to have this quality of sleep that I have. Do you realize I fell asleep in an uncomfortable bed with a paper thin blanket at the murder motel, and I slept like a baby because it's not an issue. It's a non-issue for me. The stars used to have to align, and the angels had to come out of the heavens with a harp in order for me to sleep before. It was very depressing.
Yeah. I used to have that problem too. I've been on that Tesamorel and lozenges, and I think that's been helping me a lot. I've been sleeping good.
Sleep way better.
I do, huh?
Way better, like night and day.
I mean, other than my bladder waking me up a couple of times in the night.
But I see you go to the bathroom. It's different.
How do you see me if you're knocked out?
Because sometimes it's like early morning or I see you because of the way. If you guys have not seen that meme of the Mandalorian, the little Star Wars character, is it Mandalorian?
I think so.
Yeah, the little baby Yoda.
Yeah.
Like there's a meme that says, "This is what I look like trying to go to the bathroom without waking myself up at night." That's you. You're like
sleepwalking almost on.
Because you don't want to like wake yourself up. It's funny.
No.
Another benefit is bone health preservation.
So important. People overlook that so much.
Estrogen dropping causes women to have bone loss. And those women that aren't in front of that are losing estrogen too early and not replacing it with some HRT are more likely to develop osteopenia into osteoporosis. And those are the women that are going to struggle with needing assisted living facilities, walkers, wheelchairs, broken bones. Let me tell you, when I worked in an old senior living center when I was a teenager, we always knew it was so sad because the women that were the most vibrant and they had no other health issues, healthy weight. These were all very healthy women. They were very rich at this senior living center. We knew, though, if they broke a bone,
game over.
Game over. I always knew. It was like they'd be fine one day, happy as a clam. They would fall, break a hip because of the bone loss and the bone density issues, and then they would die soon thereafter.
So I don't know what doctor it was, if it was Dr. Peter Attia or who it was, but this is what I saw. I saw this. I should have said this to you on Instagram. So women over 70 years old, I think it was geared towards women. I'm not sure if men included, but women, because you guys have more bone issues than we do. Mm-hmm. So if you're over 70 years old and you suffer a fall and break like a hip bone, 30 to 35% chance you'll die within that year.
Yeah.
It's very high.
It's true.
That's crazy, right? That's high.
It's true. Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
that's why it's important. Yeah.
Fall prevention is huge. And guess what? Fall prevention doesn't happen when you don't do that when you're 70, 80. Fall prevention starts now. Now.
You build your house, your foundation right now. Start building it now.
And so by treating your perimenopausal symptoms with HRT, that's building your toolkit for fall prevention when you're in your 70s and 80s. So that's another amazing benefit. Improved mental health and cognitive function. So it's going to help you prevent those mood swings, the anxiety, the depressive symptoms. It's going to keep you off of the anxiety medications and the SSRIs, which, by the way, those medications are known to also cause weight gain. So not only are you dealing with the menopausal fluctuations of your hormones, and then the doctors then give you all these medications that are going to contribute to weight gain and all of that. Then, you find yourself in your late 50s, like, I don't know what happened. I gained 50 pounds. I was I was so happy and healthy and fit until I turned 40. And then here I am, 10 years later, and I'm 50 pounds heavier. I'm depressed. I'm on all these medications. What happened was you didn't identify you were on perimenopause. You didn't get in front of it. You didn't get on HRT. And that's what happened. But, that's why we're shouting it to the rooftops.
And taking somebody who had a benzo addiction really, really bad. You don't want to play around with benzos. It takes over your mind. Your mental health will go in the dump. You think you're doing yourself a service by taking SSRIs and benzos? No, you're not. Promise you you're not. Mm-hmm. You're way better doing HRT. You're going to pay way more in the long run with mental health issues, doctor visits, possibly psychiatrists, psychologists. So I'm telling, like she said, HRT is just the way to go. Make it happen. Find a way. Yeah.
So, and one that's near and dear to my heart is you can prevent that urogenital atrophy, which is basically what I experienced. So, if I had started HRT sooner, I believe it would have not, obviously I probably wouldn't have even developed that, and it would be better now. Although it's pretty much, I would say, like 90% better. It's still not like when I was younger. Do you know what I mean? Like, I still have to be a little careful.
Yes.
I have to go to the bathroom frequently and empty my bladder because there's a chance of leakage, but it's nothing like it was before. It was debilitating to my life when I experienced that. And that was when I went to the doctor. That is what prompted me to go to the doctor and try to figure out what was going on. And I am so angry to think about that I was offered only surgery. That's all I was offered.
Surgery for that.
And it just boggles my mind because here I am, no surgery done, and I'm fine. And it almost fixed it almost immediately. It was almost immediately.
It's like that's all they know is surgery and pill prescription. That's it. That's their whole job.
Obviously, it's going to also help with weight and metabolic control. So why not prevent menopause weight gain instead of gaining it and then losing menopause weight gain? Why not prevent it altogether?
Youthfulness, vibrant, build muscle, build strength. Like, it's a win-win all the way around.
And you want, like I said, you want to be careful because your early intervention for these types of things needs to be a tailored treatment approach. So be cautious not to jump on the bandwagon of all these fly-by-night telehealth companies that are just giving you a Band-Aid. To me, the people that prescribe HRT without blood panels and monitoring are equivalent to doctors giving a menopausal woman birth control.
Yeah.
Because the doctors that they're not comfortable with HRT, sometimes they'll be like, well, I'll put you on birth control. That'll regulate things. No, that is just kind of, closing your eyes and throwing something and hoping it makes it in the basket.
Yeah. True.
No. Yeah. No, don't do that. Don't fall for that. You need a tailored approach. I think it's even more imperative that you have that tailored approach when you're in perimenopause because, maybe your progesterone is uncharacteristically low for someone who's still technically not officially in menopause. Maybe you do need a low dose progesterone also because you do have to be careful, with HRT because a lot of the issues years and years ago when they first started giving women hormones was they were giving them estrogen only, which caused a thickening of the cervical lining, which was leading to cervical cancer. That is preventable. And the reason that was happening was because they were not giving estrogen in conjunction with progesterone to the women who needed it. Not everybody needs the dual treatment.
Yeah.
But that's why you need to be working with a reputable doctor and physicians and wellness specialists that are well-versed in this type of, these topics so that you get the right treatment protocol for you.
You guys got to understand something. A lot of these doctors been out of school for many, many years. They're learning from old textbooks. They're not keeping up with the times. So like Trent said, they're up with the times.
Yes.
We have the latest and greatest.
Right.
Like me and you, we keep getting up in our game with NASA and relearning, recertifying. We're staying with the times because there's always new information coming out. New data, everything. Huberman, BioLane. We're following all the biggest names in the industry.
Yeah.
With the latest
and I
greatest.
know, listen, I know that it's not a blanket statement to all physicians, by the way. I want to make that clear. So I know we have doctors that follow the show.
Yeah.
It's not a blanket statement. There are many amazing, wonderful doctors, but I can tell you in my experience, I coach primarily postmenopausal women. And in my experience, they're having a really hard time getting the treatment that they need. And sadly, some of them, they just don't have the financial means. They want to go through their insurance. But sadly, they're unable to find doctors who are willing to give them, what they're seeking, which is a lot of women, they want the testosterone too. That's another one. A lot of doctors, even the ones that are like, I give my menopausal women HRT, but they're like, but no testosterone. It's like, oh God, it's like you're close, but you're not all the way there. If you want to be truly optimized, you're going to potentially supplement with all of those hormones because they're all fluctuating, and we need all of them to be optimized.
That makes no sense because testosterone is very important in a woman's
it's going to help
hormones.
you with body composition, mood, energy, so many amazing benefits from just a low dose of testosterone.
Low dose.
So I just don't understand it. But that's why we do this show, so that people are informed, so that maybe if you came across this episode, it's because you were doing a little search and wondering, hey, could I be in perimenopause? And the answer is yes, you could. Even at the age of 35 years old, you can potentially be starting to experience perimenopause. So it is important to think about it. And I will say a lot of people earlier and earlier are finding themselves in perimenopause. A lot of it is lifestyle factors that could lead you to perimenopause earlier. You're not as optimized, and that includes your hormones, and also exposure to endocrine disruptors. So there's a lot of things coming out about like certain candles and scents and things like that kind of like infiltrate the way our hormones are produced in our bodies, and then it disrupts the hormone production, sending us a lot of times into perimenopause or having hormonal fluctuations earlier and earlier, depending on that exposure. So there's a lot of stuff coming out. But, the answer is pay attention to your body, pay attention to how you're feeling, and seek help and do something about it, because you don't have to feel like crap. You can feel good, you can feel optimized, and you can get in front of things. You can do it before you actually even ever feel a thing. So why not?
Exactly. Why not?
All right, you guys, thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one.